Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. I have two businesses. One is the Smart Bear Content, which is half of a digital agency based in Trafford in Manchester, and the other business is a community interest company called the Hive Mind Company, which I have set up this year, which is to support people who've got mental health issues. So Obi and Ngozi have asked me to come and sort of talk to you today about my experience of working with them on the boot camp, and I am looking at my notes because I've been given some notes to make sure I stay on track. And that's kind of the first thing that I really want to say. So before working with the two wonderful ladies, I was that disorganized person. I always hide behind the fact that I'm a creative at heart, and that's why I'm so disorganized, because I've got that kind of brain that flits all over the place and I couldn't possibly be organized. And whilst that is a wonderful thing to be, because it helps me so much in my content and marketing business, because I'm an ideas person, it's really difficult when you're trying to run a business on your own, because you have to be all things to everybody. You have to be organised. You have to remember when you go into meetings. You have to do all this stuff that you really don't want to do. And I really sort of struggled with that sort of concept and that thought, the thought that I could actually be somebody who got shit done, basically. And yeah, I'm just, my business it works. That the Hive Mind Company is very new, so it's still very embryonic, but my content creation business, is doing really well. But sometimes I wonder whether that's more luck than judgment. So I've known Obi and Ngozi for probably about 3 years, I think now, nearly as long as they've been in business. And I'm going to be honest, hand on heart, I did the 5-day challenge twice. First time, I can't even say that I did it, because I signed up, printed all the stuff off, and did nothing with it. I attended a couple of the live sessions, but didn't do the work, didn't put the work in, didn't do the homework, didn't do any of it, because I thought, just by having the sort of printouts and stuff, that would make me organised and that would help me to, be productive and stuff. And it didn't. So the second time the 5-day session came around, the free session came around, I signed up to it and I said to myself, look, I've got to do this. I'm going to have to do this. So I actually showed up, made the time, made the effort, did all the things that I needed to do, and I don't even think there's words to explain how blown away I was by the results that I got just in 5 days. And none of these results are particularly tangible. I haven't made a significant amount of difference in, takings in my companies or anything. The changes have all been in me. And I sort of, quite early into that, I started to think about what it would be like to work with them both on a longer term. And yeah, I just can't even, I'm struggling to put into words what a change it's made, because I always use the excuse of being a creative as to be why I couldn't get shit done. And it isn't an excuse. One of the first things that you do in the paid for course is you look at your personality type. And I know that I'm an extrovert, and I know that, I have certain personality traits that are going to make me massively into shiny objects. So I have shiny object syndrome. The new thing that pops along, it's new and exciting, it's really interesting, and it distracts me and all this, that and the other. And actually, by going through the 16 personalities and understanding what sort of personality type I am, how that gives me some really massive strengths, can give me some weaknesses, I think that made such a difference. That was the first thing that made such a difference, because I've done personality testing before. I had psychometric testing when I worked in my corporate career, and nobody ever really explained it to me. It was sort of like, yeah, you're one of these, but we're not going to tell you what that means. And actually we sat and went through that, and it was so funny, because I got all my family doing the testing. The lady who I share an office with, I got her doing it. Everybody I know pretty much in my family life and my working life are introverts. And I don't get how I am, I've got introvert parents. How on earth did I happen? But that to me was such a sort of massive difference, a massive light bulb moment, because it was kind of like Obi gave us permission to be this person who does get distracted by shiny things, who does sort of like drift off, you know, massive daydreamer. You know, I've got a window here, I can sit and gaze out of the window, you know, for hours on end. And it's okay. I think the other thing that was literally life-changing was the whole thing around working with your energy. So we all have like fluctuations in our energy. We have times of the day when we're better at doing certain things than others. And that was something that I already knew, but again, something that I'd not really paid attention to, something that wasn't really explained to me. And actually, that was a light bulb moment as well, because those two things kind of suddenly clicked, and it was like, oh my God, I've probably spent the last 3 years fighting myself rather than, you know, moving forward in my business. I've been like fighting my own shadow basically. And that was super, super helpful. I think also working with a group of other people, it was great to have a team around us. You know, there was a few of us who got like similar personality traits. You know, there were some of us that were really different, but we were all cheering each other on, and there was that extra level of accountability. I mean, I'll tell you for nothing, Obi and Ngozi will let you get away with nothing. You know, there's nowhere to hide. There is no, you know, stone unturned. But actually, that was really, really positive, and that was a really brilliant sort of supportive experience. I'm just checking my list because I know that Obi's going to tell me off if I don't cover how I feel about this properly. No, I'm only kidding. She's amazing. She's an absolutely wonderful, wonderful person to work with. How did it make me feel? Oh my goodness me! It made me feel like a proper business owner. I know that sounds really daft. I've been in business for 3 years, you know, with my content business. It made me feel like a proper business owner because I actually got stuff done, and it's like I know where I'm going with things now. I know what to do, but I also know that I need that support. So, you know, I am openly going to admit that I have signed up for round 2, so that the intake that people who are, you know, who've just done the free challenge would be going into now. So I've signed up to do it again because I know that I need that extra bit of time, that extra bit of support, that extra bit of love and cherishing from Obi and Ngozi to help me get to where I need to be. And if you're sat on the fence, if you're wondering whether it's worth the outlay, because at the moment, you know, people are concerned about the cash, I would say from my personal perspective, hand on heart, they are not paying me to say this. It's absolutely worth the money, because it just, I literally, I'm stunned at what a change it's made. I mean, I am never, those of you who know me know I'm never lost for words, ever. And I am actually struggling to put into words that make sense to other human beings how amazing it's made me feel, because I can get stuff done. Admittedly, I haven't completed all the things that I talked about in my 6 weeks, and there are some things that have had to take a back burner because I've had things going off in my other business. So my project for the summer was the Hive Mind company, and I have had, you know, other work take off in the other part of my business. So whilst they were targets that I wanted to reach and I've not quite reached them, it's a conscious decision not to reach them, if that makes sense. It's not me procrastinating, it's not me having shiny object syndrome, it's because I had other pressing things to do in my other business, and that was the right answer. It's a good laugh, you know, it is a good laugh. We had a really good group. It's worth every single penny if you're in the UK, if you're in America, absolutely. You know, I have spent a lot of money on business coaches and other such things, you know, training courses, all manner of stuff to try and fix me in some way. And I don't think I actually needed fixing. I just, like I say, I just needed not to be fighting with my own shadow. I think that's probably it, because I'm conscious that I'm just going to start waffling on about stuff that nobody really cares about. But yes, it's worth the money. Yes, it is an expense in your business, and it's a time, you know, when things are tough for people. But I think if you sign up and you do these 12 weeks, I mean, we all said that 6 weeks wasn't long enough, so, you know, 12 weeks it is now. If you sign up and you do these 12 weeks, that takes you to pretty much Christmas. You will have got so much done if you show up, you make the effort, and you are prepared to listen and prepared to question. It literally has been life-changing, literally. And I'm saying that, I'm sat here now thinking, yeah, it has, because it's actually given me permission to be who I want to be in my business. And I now know how Sarah, me, works best. So for me, priceless. So thank you very much for listening. And if anybody's got any questions or anybody wants to ask me anything, you know, about my experience, please feel free to comment below, and I'll gladly answer. You know, I've got nothing to hide. Yeah, but I would, if you're serious about taking it, you know, taking your business a bit further, definitely sign up. Lots of love to everybody, and I will see you all soon.